Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and this is going to be my, let's see. Oh, I have my mic on full, okay. Anyway, this is going to be my review for the Idhun Chronicles Part 2, Episode 2. So far, I have already finished Part 2, so actually some of my theories that I had some of them are correct. I think at least one of them wasn't. But, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what to really say about this episode besides the fact that it's a freaking, turns out that Kirtosh does actually like Victoria. And that he's been trying to hide it from Ashran, the necromancer, though it's not doing very well. He knows. And disapproves of it at first, though he thinks that Kirtosh has been trying to get her to join them. That way, she'd be safe and she wouldn't have to worry about them trying to kill her. But obviously, we know Victoria's not going to do that because that would mean betraying Jack, Alexander, and Shale's memory. Because he was against them, or he was against Ashran. Yeah, like I said, a few theories were confirmed for me, which makes me scared for part 3. Considering it could probably be the final push to the show's ending. Maybe. Depends on what happens. Anyway, thankfully, Victoria managed to survive her encounter with Kirtosh, and Jack brought her and Alexander to a hospital instead of bringing them back to Lingbad, but I guess he couldn't because he's not magic. Anyway, so, she heals Alexander's wound, because, obviously a doctor isn't going to be able to do a thing about it, concerning there's ice in his stomach. And later on, while everybody's sleeping, Kirtosh calls for Victoria. Obviously, he's not in the room, he just calls her from a certain point. I guess telepathically, because obviously Jack didn't hear anything. And, Kirtosh does have a thing for Victoria. And he appears to actually, care about her, because if he didn't care about her, if it was just like a lust thing, once she spurned him, he would just go back to trying to kill her. But he's not. He actively let her go. And, Victoria is starting to have a thing for him as well, though she obviously doesn't want to admit it because this is her enemy she's talking about, or we're talking about here. The guy who has been trying to kill her and her friends for the past 2 years. A little more than 2 years, not sure how long. And, life is not fair. You can't pick, you kind of can't really choose who you fall in love with. Especially when they're a dang teenager. Which they are. But then again, this is anime. We're not gonna be... They don't really... Normally, people don't know what love truly is when they're teenagers. Because, their hormones are going all over the place. And they... don't really get an idea of what love is, really, until you get a little older and more experienced with that sort of thing. And even then, sometimes we screw it up. But, she lost her first kiss to Kirtosh. And later on, when she goes back to the hospital after that, she actually laments that Jack wasn't the one who got to have her first kiss. So, he waited too long. So this means that she actually does have a thing for Jack as well. Though, they're not against her loving both of them, to be completely honest. At least Kirtosh isn't. Which you would think he'd be the jealous type, but because he was still adamant about killing Jack, but that's for something else later on. But yeah, because of this, Victoria's been kind of distant and moody, and he actually shows up at her house, which means he knows where she lives on Earth, which is not good considering her grandmother could be in danger. Her grandmother. And yeah, her grandmother knows all this is going on because she's seen him there. Anyway, yeah, Kirtosh still tries to convince her that, yeah, fighting against them is not a good idea, and that she needs to join him so she would be safe. Obviously, she's not going to. And later, when she kind of tells Jack that, yeah, I don't deserve your friendship or your love, she runs off and he chases after her, obviously. And she goes back home, and I guess Jack follows her. Though we don't see that at first. He just gets there, he's looking through the soul, and she has another conversation with Kirtosh, and they end up kissing, and we find out that Jack was there the whole time. At least that part of the time. We don't know how long he was standing there, because he didn't intervene until just then. The funny thing is that when he gets mad, his eyes glow with a fire. I mean, a literal fire in his eyes. Which makes me think that maybe he actually is the dragon, like I was suspecting, because he actually set his room on fire at one point, which drew Kirtosh to him in the first place. Back, 2 years ago. Because here were my theories, essentially. I theorized that the grandmother was the unicorn, Victoria was the unicorn, Jack was the dragon, Shell wasn't dead, Kirtosh was going to betray his father, which kind of was a given, considering... Oh, I just spoiled something, whoops. Yeah, we find out next episode that he's actually, Ashran's son. Though I'm sure that if he had a choice in the matter, he wouldn't be his father. Or if Kirtosh had a choice in the if Kirtosh had a choice in the matter, Ashran would not be his father. So that's why he was saying that he was going to be the ruler at that point, because he was probably thinking about replacing his father at some point. But yeah, those are my theories. And most them, not saying. But yeah, Jack unleashes fire again, which, like I said, kind of proves that he might have a connection to the dragon at the very least. Oh, and so my fiance actually theorized that the dragon is possibly inside the sword, which I don't think it is. Because, yeah. And his attack kind of goes AWOL and almost hits Victoria, but Kirtosh essentially jumps in the way and pushes her out of the way. This gets Kirtosh mad, and he transforms into a Shek. Yeah, that will be explained later. And no, he is not able to transform because he's magic. No, he's able to transform because he is part Shek. He's still part human, though. He's kind of like what Alexander is. So, yeah, he tries to go after Jack. Victoria gets in the way, and thankfully, like I thought, Kirtosh stopped. He changed back, and essentially, yeah, he said he's not going to stop trying to kill Jack, and leaves. So, yeah. Kind of confirms my theory that Jack has some kind of connection to the dragon. If not, that he is the dragon. But yeah, we will find more on about that later. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this so far. And if you found this channel through this show, I don't blame you for liking the show. It's awesome. I just wish that it would last a bit longer, get more character development, get more information on some of the characters, more backstories, all that stuff, to make us more attached to the characters. Then again, it kind of didn't really take much for me to have an attachment to Shale, to be completely honest. Because, yeah, he is so much like it's not even funny. Somebody cooking something? Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.